Hello all you lovely people. Today I am going to show you how to make colloidal silver. In this video it's just going to be a how-to, so I'm not going to cover the function, dosage, how to use it. If you do have questions about that, let me know and we can make another video. So first off we will talk about materials. What is required to make colloidal silver? Well, first of all, you need your pure silver wires. They must be 99.999 to the 3 decimal places percent pure. That is uber important. Next you'll need a glass container of some sort in which to do your electrolysis with the silver. I have a 2-liter glass flask that I use. Any kind of glass container would be sufficient. You would prefer to have a smaller opening on the top. Next, you'll need a stopper of some sort. It can be cork or rubber, doesn't really matter. And you'll need to put 2 holes in it so that you're able to put your silver wires through. And then after that, we'll continue on with materials first. Next, you need a power source. I have a 12-volt power supply right here. It can be ranging from 12 up to 27 volts. I like to stay on the lower end of things because the lower the voltage that you are pumping through your silver wires during the electrolytic process, the smaller the particles of silver will be that come off into solution to make your colloid. Often if you Google colloidal silver, the first thing that you're going to see is a bunch of blue people having a condition, a cosmetic condition known as argyria. Now what happens with these people, basically either they ingested silver that the particles were too large or perhaps complexed with something else. Some people say to add salt to speed up the electrolytic process, to use it as a catalyst. However, if you know anything about chemistry and how salt dissociates into its ions, what do you think is going to form? Silver chloride. We don't want to make a solution of silver chloride, we want to make a solution of colloidal silver. So therefore don't add salt. Next, what's important is your water. I have, French side, demineralized water. Check the analysis, the ppm value on the different elements and minerals that are in the water. You want everything to be at 0. You want to have pure water. So that covers it. Oh no, we also need a little bit of steel wool because you will have some oxidation form on your silver electrodes, and so the steel wool is a nice way to be able to rub that off. Also, you'll need a glass funnel. If ever you have a little bit of the oxide that goes into your solution, you'll want to filter that off. And so in order to do that, you need your funnel. Always use glass, not plastic, because the plastic, it pulls the silver out of solution. Just filter paper. And that's about it. So, how do we do this? It's super simple. Anyone can do it. You just need to know some basics. First off, you need to be scrupulously clean. So make sure that the glass container that you're using is completely clean and disinfected. After you've done that and rinsed many times, then you're going to do 2 more rinses with your demineralized water. I've already done that step, so I'm not going to right now. I'm just going to fill my flask up with water. Look at that, I have just the perfect amount. Okay, so now that that's in, I am going to feed my electrodes through my cork. When you have these put into your water, you want to make sure that they are parallel to each other and that you have the same distance between the wires from the top to bottom. Try to keep that as uniform as possible. Okay, next, once I have that in place, I'm just going to hook my alligator clips. Oops, that was another part of material. I'm sorry that I forgot. It's just kind of a given to me. If you're playing with electricity, you need to have your wires, right? So just clip your alligator clips, one to each electrode, making sure that they're not touching each other. And then put your stopper in and take a look at your wires. If you need to kind of spin things around to get them as parallel as possible, you may. Okay, so now we have our setup going. Now the next step is to turn your power source on. If you have a variable power source, my recommendation is to stick around 12 volts. Anywhere between 12 and 20 is okay. Like I said, I like to stay on the lower end of things. From different sources that I've read, you can go up to 27 volts, but just because I really don't want to turn myself blue, I do a slow electrolysis at a very low voltage to ensure my smaller particles. So now it's a waiting game. So I'm going to pause the video at this point and let it go, and at one point when we have a bit of oxide formation on the electrodes, I'm going to show you what that looks like and what to do. So we'll check back in a little while. Alright, here is what the electrodes look like after about 2 hours of electrolysis. So what I'm going to do with this is just gently remove the electrodes, trying not to let any of that solid crap go into solution. If it does, don't worry, we're going to filter it afterwards. But that's just what it looks like. Don't forget to turn your power source off before you start playing with the electrodes, just to make sure that you don't make any shorts and burn or melt anything. So, alright, here we go. My very gentle maneuvering, I'm going to remove my alligator clips. You'll notice that this buildup happens on the negative wire, and it's off the positive wire that our silver particles are falling. So very gently removing it. Usually if you keep a steady hand, it all comes off or out with the wire. So I'm just using a tissue to rub that off. Rub it off. So now my electrodes, if you look closely, you can still see one is really shiny and the other one kind of has this darkness to it. So this is where the steel wool comes into play. So here we go. I'm just going to remove my wires completely from the cork stopper and just gently rub my steel wool across to remove any of that buildup. Good. Now, just to show you, that was what was rubbed off. Use my tissue to make sure that there's no little metallic particles left on from the steel wool. And then refish my wires into the stopper. And we're good to go again. You will see that if you look closely into the solution, you can see the particles suspended and they kind of start forming a line straight from the top to the bottom. Mix it up. It'll just evenly distribute the silver particles through the solution and will prevent you from forming a bridge between your electrodes during the electrolysis. Okay, we're good. Back in, reattach your alligator clips. And turn it on to go some more.